Hi guys, mabuhay! Welcome back to our channel. This is Ephraim and you're watching Planting with Ep and Grace. Another day, another plant to discuss. Ito na naman ang inyong hardinarong kapitbahay nagsasabing, tara, usap tayo! Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Ephraim and you're watching Planting with Ep and Grace. If you're going to look for some plants na hindi masyadong nakikita or something that is quite unique sa ating mga garden. Of course, one of those things that I could recommend to you is the Euphorbia pseudocactus subs lyttoniana. Okay, this particular plant, it has no origin or habitat kasi nga this is a cultivar material or cultivated materials. So when you say cultivated materials, this plant is a mix of two plants. Okay, a Euphorbia pseudocactus at saka yung Euphorbia lyttoniana, okay, na tinatawag natin. Okay? So kaya wala siyang origin. So this is actually being produced syempre sa ating mga greenhouse, sa ating mga garden, of course ng mga tao na nangongolekta din ng Euphorbia. So the Euphorbia lyttoniana is a very beautiful spineless variant of Euphorbia. So the attractive square stems and pale green and yellow marble epidermis, as you can see here, are quite different from yung tinatawag natin columnar Euphorbia. Okay, it's not even this semi-dwarf upright mutant was selected for cultivated and retains its spineless characteristics only by cuttings this particular plant. The Euphorbia lyttoniana is a slower growing and tends to form closely spaced compact colonies that can reach nearly 40 centimeters in height and 70 centimeters in diameter. Okay, so as you can see here, the stems of this particular plant is quite thinner, more like square, and when you cross it or cross section it, it actually resembles to upright, irregular, constricted, in twisted and segments about 3 to 10 centimeters long, which actually representing a year growth. Okay, so these segments are green of varying shades, conspicuously and ornamentally decorated, and horizontally or U-shaped gray, yellow, or greenish yellow markings. So what are those green yellow markings? So that is one. Okay, so as you can see, this one. These are the markings that you will able to see here. Okay, this is actually colored greenish yellow or greenish yellow markings. So the banded variegation seems less pronounced in this particular variety. But the other variety of Euphorbia, pseudocactus, is much more pronounced, the patterns in the body of that particular Euphorbia. Okay? Now, on the cross sections, the segments have a diameter from varying 1.5 to 2 centimeters. If you're able to cross section this particular plant, this actually measures 1.5 to 2 centimeters the diameter. So this is actually the size of the stem of the matured Euphorbia lyttoniana. Okay, so as you can see also here, the leaves of this particular plant is usually 4 and have a bark scale. So where's the bark scale? So the bark scale is actually lined on that particular area. Okay, so similar to it is a pattern primarily going downwards until it reaches its axis. Okay, so the leaves actually this does not gives us any leaves except for the apical part or the axis part or the axial part. Those are the tiny leaves which measures primarily 2 millimeter only. Okay, so at its tips. Okay, so about the flowering, of course, this particular plant produces some flower, and it actually located primarily midway between each set of spines. So that means only to say that this particular leaves, in between that leaves, you could find there the growth of the flower, and it's a tiny flower, yellow flower actually. Okay, so the flower, it you can come across with that flower around 7 millimeters across. Okay, and in that case, I have not seen yet the flower of this particular plant, also the fruits and the seeds that it actually produces. Okay, but definitely, according to the seller, this particular plant may bloom within the season of late summer or late winter. Okay, so that's how this particular plant are able to adapt to to our environment. So I bought this particular plant, this Euphorbia lyttoniana, around I think after 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So this is how it grows. Okay, so and another thing about this plant likes partial to full sunlight. Okay, so you could put this plant under the sun, or you could put this one in a 7 or in a 4 to 5 hours with sunlight. Okay, but you could also have this one under the sun. Okay, the soil itself is a fast draining soil. As you can see, I use here primarily some pumice rocks, as well as river rocks or river stones. Okay, small stones from the river. So that's what I use here as a medium of this particular plant, because they really like some dry environment, but of course the moisture should be there already. So since this plant is actually a cultivar of Euphorbia that is originally can tolerate long time dryness, so this plant could be watered only once a week. So it's not a problem if you're not able to water it within a week. Okay, so the fertilizer that I use here, since that I'm using here a fast draining soil, I use here fertilizer that is slow release fertilizer, or the granulized type. Okay, so that it will still preserve, or it will still maintain the amount of nutrients that this plant needed. Okay, now of course this plant can be propagated, as you can see here, through stem cuttings. As you can see, the roots are already significant on this particular part, so I might be able to cut this one, and I will plant it directly to the soil. Okay, so that's how this particular plant works, and this is how this particular plant can be propagated within our garden. Okay, so if you want to learn more about this particular plant, I suggest that you have to look into our YouTube channel, Planting with F and Grace, and please watch and subscribe to our channel, and you may add to our FB page si Maria Gracia Talihim na Hardin. So see you again next time, and happy planting, Euphorbia. Bye.